Hello Internet, we are back on Pokemon Showdown again, and we're going to be using something a little bit different. Now, Gourgeist is a Pokemon that I've really liked since it became a Pokemon back in 2014. It was in the first 14 team that I built with Trick or Treat and Mawile and Tyranitar and things to really abuse that Scrafty, which is kind of fun. Some of you might know it. But Tricksage over in Portugal, Claudio, he has been using Gourgeist as well with dual primals. Now, this isn't his team. He says that he'll send it to me, later on, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But I've just sort of jumped the gun a little bit. I've built my own Gourgeist team, and it's been quite fun, I suppose. It does have some weaknesses. I've done maybe about 5-6 games with the team so far, so not a whole lot. It is a little bit weak to Salamence, so I have to watch out for that, but I've actually been enjoying it. It's quite funny as well that whenever I do go ahead and make a different team, it always seems to have a really good matchup against my last team. As you can see, we're using Insomnia here, which does do pretty well against, sleep shenanigans like Hypnosis and Grass Whistle. So we're searching for a battle. Hopefully we'll, soon find an opponent. We will do some battle spot at some point in the future. This actually looks like Gravity, but maybe not so much sleep abuse as my team. Yeah, but this is how teams start out. On Showdown, this is where I put stuff together and trial things and whatever. And like I've been saying, it is a pain to get things in game as well. So we will do some battle spot, but we're just gonna have a bit of fun with this team first, hopefully. Because he has got a Salamence, so this could potentially be an issue. Okay, so I think we'll go Gourgeist Kyogre just to threaten the Salamence a little bit, and we'll go Groudon Mawile as well. I don't really use Smeargle or Tornadus in this team, so those are two Pokemon that I really want to be sort of switching out a little bit as well. Salamence obviously threatens the Gourgeist here. Mawile's not going to appreciate a Hyper Voice. We could see like a Fake Tears Hyper Voice here maybe, or just a Double Edge. I'll bring Mawile in. Without Mega Evolving, Mawile is not going to appreciate this, but this is the sort of moves that I've got to make against Salamence, I think. So yeah, so my back's against the wall a little bit, but Whimsicott, like, it's not going to be doing too much. Okay, it even gets a Trick Room up for me, so that's quite amusing actually. He was anticipating my Gourgeist to just go for a Trick Room. Maybe he wanted to reverse the Trick Room, but sitting in front of a Salamence, my Gourgeist is just a little bit threatened, so don't really want to do that. The Salamence is threatened here now, so he might withdraw that into his Groudon. So I'm not even gonna Mega Evolve. I'm just gonna do this as a normal Mawile, just Iron Head and Ice Beam the Whimsicott, because he might switch the Salamence into his Groudon. Yeah. And maybe try and reverse the Trick Room again. No, he goes for a Grass Whistle actually, which is kind of amusing, and misses. And Mawile in normal form helps take a knockout. Okay, so we're in a decent position now. I say that, but Dialga kind of walls Kyogre, and I've really got to sacrifice a Pokemon to get Gourgeist in safely. Gourgeist has got a skill swap on it, so I could skill swap my own Primordial Sea again, or I could just try and withdraw the Kyogre. There is that too. Tricky turn now. I could try and get some damage off onto the Dialga. Yeah, I think I'll just go for a Play Rough on the Dialga and bring Gourgeist in. Gourgeist, I think, should survive this turn. He's probably going to go for like a Precipice Blades and a Dragon Pulse or something, but I think Gourgeist will be alright with that. Oh, or even Gravity. Okay, so I don't mind losing Mawile there, because it does mean I can bring my Kyogre in again. This Kyogre is minimum speed, so depending on his Groudon spread, maybe this is a speed tie. He's probably going to protect his Groudon here and just attack my Kyogre with his Dialga. But Water Spout will still do a lot of damage, so I'm not going to mess around with that. We've only got 2 Trick Room turns left as well. I did sort of last minute put Disable on this Gourgeist. I thought that might be nice. If he had gone for a Dragon Pulse last turn, I would have just been able to disable that, which would have been pretty nice as well. But I don't think we lose too much, really, by just, you know, this is just a token Bullet Seed, really. Gourgeist is useless this turn. But I think he's going to protect Groudon. If he doesn't, then I knock it out. And either way, I'm getting some nice damage on the Dialga here. Dialga might reverse the Trick Room itself. No, it just goes for a Dragon Pulse. Okay. So now we'll just go, you know, going to go for a Water Spout. And that will knock out both of his Pokemon. Because it's a powerful move, obviously. He might bring in his Salamence. So, if he does... Okay, so I'm going to Water Spout. I think if he's going to bring his Salamence in for anything, it's going to be the Groudon. So I'm going to Skill Swap the Groudon. Am I? Am I really going to Skill Swap the Groudon? Because then I can't use Water Spout, can I? That would be a pretty hard prediction to make. And there's not a whole lot of gain that I would... I mean, Gourgeist would be able to survive a move from the Salamence next turn. So that's why I'm tempted to do that. So I'm gonna go for a Water Spout, but... but I don't think we'll go for a Skill Swap here. I just think that's too risky. But I do think the Salamence is going to come in here. I really do. So, I don't know, will a Bullet Seed take out the Dialga there? Oh, I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to go, because I'm thinking I could like Ice Beam the Groudon and Bullet Seed the Dialga. I'll go for a Water Spout, and I'm just going to go for a Bullet Seed. Oh, okay, so he stays in. So I was completely overthinking that turn. Maybe that was a speed tie. Maybe not. But either way, I'm pretty sure I've won the game now. Yeah, so that was an interesting game 1. Let's jump into game 2. Okay. With Rayquaza and Xerneas, which is very interesting. That Togekiss is scary because Air Slash is super effective on Gourgeist and it can flinch me. So, don't really like those prospects. Mawile looks very nice here though. So we'll go Gourgeist just to sort of bait out something and Mawile. And we'll just go Groudon, Kyogre in the back as well. I'm expecting... Okay, I was expecting the Togekiss to lead here. Maybe he thinks he can get a free Geomancy here. And he can, basically. He just needs to fake out the Mawile and Geomancy. Although I can Trick Room and then I can Iron Head the next turn. So maybe he'll protect and switch in Togekiss there. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We're just going to play this one really simple though. Go for a Trick Room and go for an Iron Head. I mean, I think he'll use Fake Out on me anyway, but will... Or not. Okay. I'm not sure this is going to knock Gourgeist out. That critical hit, I am very sure mattered. And that critical hit, I'm very sure didn't matter. Yeah, Gourgeist is very bulky. This Gourgeist is max special defense as well, so... if that was Specs Xerneas, maybe it would have been close, but that was unfortunate. What's he got to threaten my Mawile now? Thunderous does a little bit. Rayquaza could do potentially if it has Overheat. We'll put in Kyogre, I think. Yeah. And I'm gonna go for an Ice Beam and a Protect, I think. He might have brought that in. I think whatever he brought in just now has got to be the main thing that threatens my Mawile. Okay, well that turn worked out for him. I'm still expecting this Rayquaza to have Overheat, to be honest. In which case, we're not in a great position. Wow, if I'd got Trick Room up there, that would have been amazing. We would have won the game there and then, I think. But, you know, critical hits, it happens. The game isn't entirely over yet. He might not have Overheat. We don't know its item either. The Mienshao didn't show a Life Orb, so maybe that one, maybe Rayquaza is Life Orbed. But even still, it can just Mega Evolve and survive an Ice Beam that way as well. I think we'll go for an Ice Beam Sucker Punch on the Rayquaza, because I do think that my Kyogre should survive a Thunderbolt from the Thundurus, but I'm probably going to be losing my Mawile here. Maybe I could protect with my Kyogre. He does have Overheat. Okay, so my suspicions were correct there. Is going to be losing his Rayquaza, and it was Life Orb as well, so again, suspicions. But he loses it, and we put Groudon in. Now, Groudon should beat Thundurus one-on-one, but this Mienshao could be a problem. And we're playing the whole fake out feint business as well here. I think we're just going to go for an Ice Beam and an Earth Power into the Mienshao. Okay, so no feint. And he gets a higher roll on that one. I did think I might have survived that looking at the roll from the first one, but has he got high jump kick? He does have high jump kick. I really should have protected that turn. And there's the Focus Sash. High jump kick. Still did 42%, so I can survive this next high jump kick. And if the Thundurus has only got Thunderbolt, then even still I think I've won this game. So we'll see. He could have hidden power, but he obviously doesn't. So wow, that Moonblast critical hit was pretty nasty, but we did actually manage to clutch our way through the game. And as it's showdown, we'll do one more game. I am enjoying this team. Like I said, I never bring Tornadus or Smeargle though, so maybe I need to become a little bit more comfortable with this team to maybe bring Smeargle a little bit more, or maybe there's just two other Pokemon that do the jobs better. You know, can maybe help me against Salamence a bit more. Maybe that would help, yeah. This guy is a guy that I did just play before I started recording, and I did win as well, so he's probably going to adjust to me now. Tornadus is there, honestly, just for something vaguely green. I could have put Reuniclus there, but I don't think Reuniclus is that good this format. I was thinking about Kecleon, it can Trick Room as well, but but what happened last game? I think I led Gourgeist and Kyogre, so maybe he'll lead with Tornadus this game. I don't know, I think we'll go the same. And we'll see what happens. Salamence and Thundurus, okay. So yeah, last game, I think... Actually, I can't remember what happened. I think he just sacrificed the Salamence to the Ice Beam turn 1. So maybe he'll play this a little bit differently. Maybe I can Trick Room, like be really, really cheeky here. Go for a Trick Room and a Protect. This is really risky though. I probably shouldn't be doing this. But just because I have just played this guy, and I did win, I think I knocked his Salamence out turn 1. Yeah, he might do something a little bit more cheeky. Okay, so we get the Trick Room up, but he has his Ferrothorn now, so not the greatest of positions. Obviously I've got Groudon, which is nice. I think we're gonna double switch here. Because I got Trick Room up, we're doing alright. He has got probably... Well, he's got at least one of his primals, because he's got Salamence in the back. Okay, yeah, so those switches worked out for me. Is it Kyogre or is it Groudon? That is the question. Okay, so I can Erupt here, and if he does switch the Thundurus into the Kyogre, then it's eating a Play Rough, basically. Okay, his Thundurus just wants to go down there, so we'll probably see if it is Kyogre or not now. No, it's Groudon. Okay. It's not level 49, so I am not minimum speed, actually. Just realised that. This Groudon isn't minimum speed. So, but it can survive. Well, it can survive an Earth Power. It can't survive an Earth Power plus a Power Whip. And we can't protect here either. I think I'll bring Gourgeist back in. And there's not really too much more Mawile can do here. I kind of want to sacrifice it. I don't want to bring Kyogre in on a Precipice Blades. I think Gourgeist is quite a safe switch. I don't think he's going to be going for a fire move here. Like, I don't think he's going to erupt. I suppose we can try and get a flinch, but sort of in a way, I want to be sacrificing my Mawile here. Yeah. At least this is a safe switch back into Kyogre though. My Kyogre is minimum speed, but we'll see. If I Ice Beam, well, either I'm going to Ice Beam or Water Spout here, obviously. I think I'm going to disable the Groudon. No, the Groudon's going to switch out, isn't it? Surely. I think it's just going to switch his Groudon to Ferrothorn and protect the Salamence. So, this, because if I'm predicting his Groudon to switch out into the Ferrothorn, then I could bring my Groudon in and Ice Beam the Salamence, and I think that's what I'm going to do. This is pretty risky, I think, but fingers crossed it works out for me. Nope, he's not switching his Groudon. He's protecting it though, but he's probably just double protecting. Yeah. Okay. Not the worst of positions. My Groudon isn't minimum speed, but it's not far off it. So it just depends on if his Groudon is minimum speed or not as well. Because again, the Hyper Voice and Precipice Blades will knock out my Groudon. A Double Edge and Precipice Blades will knock out my Kyogre as well. I think he does need to knock out my Groudon though, because he's got the Ferrothorn in the back. So I'm going to protect the Groudon. Just go for an Ice Beam on the Salamence and cringe, hoping he doesn't Double Edge it and Precipice Blade, which he hasn't done. And I think that's an avoid there. So that was a little bit fortunate. But it just means my Kyogre would have been at, I don't know, like 20% or something now. Still not in a fantastic position, I have to say. Better, but not a fantastic position, because my only fire move is Eruption. And the Ferrothorn is probably going to protect here. My Groudon can't protect, but if I bring in Gourgeist, I'm not really gaining anything from that. And if his Groudon is faster, it can just, go for 2 Precipice Blades and win from there. So I'll bring in Gourgeist and go for an Ice Beam onto the Groudon, expecting his Ferrothorn to protect. Okay. Yeah, my Kyogre would have been knocked out here, so that's why it was a little bit quite fortunate for me for the avoid last turn. But that that is Precipice Blades again. The amount of games I've lost, missing Precipice Blades. I think we all have, haven't we? This is tricky now. This is really tricky. My Gourgeist should be faster than his Ferrothorn. As long as he doesn't go for a fire move, as long as he doesn't knock out my Gourgeist, I can maybe disable his Protect and protect my Kyogre. Then next turn, definitely get an Eruption off. But then he'll still be knocking out my Kyogre. I could try and disable the Precipice Blades as well. And I think that's what I am going to do. Just try and hope that he doesn't knock out my Gourgeist. Try and disable the Precipice Blades, which he doesn't go for. Okay, so he got me there. If yeah, it just came down to that turn, I think. I mean, the game isn't over just yet, but if he had gone for a Precipice Blades there, then I would have disabled it, and I probably would have won the game from there, because he wouldn't have been able to touch my Groudon. But if if I hadn't protected Kyogre there, maybe it was a misplay to protect the Kyogre. Maybe it was a turn that I should have just done both things with both Pokemon, because I would have gained something from, from at least one of them, whichever move he went for. Because if I didn't protect him, if I'd just gone for an Ice Beam there onto his Groudon, then okay, I would have been Leech Seeded, but that would have probably knocked out his Groudon. So I think I did play that turn a little bit wrong, and he can basically just protect his Ferrothorn now and go for a Precipice Blades, which I'm pretty sure he's going to go for. I don't know, maybe he isn't. I think... Okay, so I'm going to Earth Power his Groudon here and try and go for a double protect, which I don't get. And, yeah. Like, maybe a power with a Void, or at least Seed a Void. Nah, the game's over now. All he needs to do is protect that one. So, a close last game. It's the shame we don't get to do like a third game in the best of 3, because I, did just play this guy. But oh well, a different team, something a bit more interesting. So thanks a lot for watching this, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and share and leave all your comments and stuff as well. So thanks and goodbye for now.